Hello, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Now, today's book is going to be a two-parter. Actually, I'm going to be reading part one, the intro, and chapter one. Chapter one will come tomorrow, and this book is actually inspired by a conversation I had. But first, we're going to slow things down, some chill music, and then we'll get right into it. Take a listen. So the conversation I had actually was with my 11-year-old and my 13-year-old. I asked them what book is trending or books is trending amongst your peers. And they said to me, my peers don't read. They spend a lot of time in the washroom on their phones. I thought that this is pretty sad and pretty disillusioning. Reading has so much to offer, I thought. You become a better writer, you become a better conversationalist. So, you know what? This was a necessary conversation because it's driving me to keep doing what I'm doing. And that said, balance is certainly necessary. The book is entitled A Black Panther Novel called Shuri by Nick Stone. Mission log. There is something fishy going on. 1 week ago, my dear brother stormed my lab begging me to make him a new panther habit. This one is too restrictive, he said, holding up the form fitting catsuit he currently wears as our nation's ruler and protector, the Black Panther. It hasn't been updated since Baba wore it. Can you please make me a new one and fast? I could not have been more excited. I would never tell him because it would go right to his watermelon head. But I quite enjoyed T'Challa requests, my assistants. Our father died when I was very young, but I think he'd be proud to see his only daughter doing her part to keep our nation safe and secure. And anyway, the current habit does make T'Challa but look funny. I scored the markets for a stretchier fabric, something with an easier to manipulate molecular structure that would bond well with my favorite substance and our nation's most valuable resource, vibranium. In theory, the correct composition will allow T'Challa to kick high and flip fast, but also absorb kinetic energy from any hits he takes, gather it in the palms of his gloves, and shoot it out as sonic blasts that will knock opponents right out of their shoes. Except nothing is working. Stretchier apparently means thinner, and none of the existing fabrics I've tried can handle the optimal amount of vibranium. I've managed to merge two of the trial fabrics into something new and sufficiently stretchy. But even this hybrid material can only withstand 73% of the total volume of magic metal in the previous habit. This is fine in terms of shock absorption and turning his hands into cannons, but the 17% decrease in bodily protection, well, I doubt Big Bro would be okay with punches and kicks hurting more. My original idea was to distill the heart-shaped herb down to its strength-enhancing, speed-increasing, agility-augmenting essence and infuse it into the fabric. That way, the longer material is against T'Challa's skin and his breathing through the mask, the more powerful and panther-like he would be. However, the distillation process has proved more challenging than I anticipated. In the first trial, I created a powder and then attempted to work into the fabric by kneading. Seemed promising at first, but the moment I stretched it out, a puff of the powder filled the air. I inhaled it and fainted. Apparently, those rumors about the herb taking out the unworthy are true. Bast forbid someone not of royal blood catches a whiff. Also, the powder leaves a dusty film on the skin that makes one's skin appear in dire need of moisturization. And there's no way T'Challa would be okay with looking ashy once the suit retracts. In trial 2, I tried a vapor, which might have worked had I not put my head over the flask to check it and fainted again. Trial 3, a gel encased in patches as a suit lining. Thought I'd nailed it with this one. But then I tried to pull the piece of test fabric from my arm, and let me tell you, Band-Aid adhesive doesn't have a thing on vibranium gel patches. Ouch. Fourth and current trial seemed a step in the right direction. I lined the fabric with tiny liquid-filled bulbs that would break when hit, delivering small amounts of heart-shaped essence to the skin at the point of impact. And it does work. I wrapped a piece around the midsection of a mannequin and gave it a good kick. The liquid does release at the point of impact and will coat the skin, maybe even enhancing cell regeneration and creating a speed healing effect that would prevent pain and bruising. Must test this later. In fact, there's a good bit I could test later, which has me wondering if anyone has ever studied the herb before. But it makes my entire lab reek of rotten fish. And I just use my lab herb bulb. Frosting on the cake? I have a deadline now. T'Challa just appeared in my lab in holographic perks of being able to override any and all security protocols. I suppose to tell me that he needs the new habit by this Friday. That's 5 days hence. Guessing he wants it for our ritual challenge day, which would make sense. There's no telling who will come forward to face off against T'Challa for the throne and mantle of Black Panther. And though T'Challa is virtually unbeatable, as he likes to claim, an updated suit would certainly be to his advantage. Come to think of it, our uncle Sayan, who stepped in to fill the role of Black Panther after Baba's death, was wearing the current habit when T'Challa challenged him 4 years ago. And T'Challa obviously won. No wonder he wants to be rid of the thing. Back to the drawing board, I guess. Wakanda forever.